So this is going to go through how do we take data and get a visualization from it. So we're going to look at some simple visualizations of bar charts and pie charts. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use this data that is from UC. And what you'll see is the data that's here that's visualized. And if you go through and you search for different schools, you can come up with the data for that particular school. So that's that part of figuring out what the data is. You can see here it is has already been done for you, and it's already been tabulated. So there's been work behind the scenes to get the data to this point. So if I look at the data, what I want to do is I can look at what's going on visually a lot easier. So the way I'm going to do that here is I'm going to select the UC and then the applied piece, and I'm going to insert a chart, and this is what pops up automatically. I want to click on the type over here, and I want to scroll down to be a bar chart. So that is a bar chart that is going vertically. I can make a horizontal one if I wanted to, going like that. It really depends on what I'm trying to look at visually from there. So that gives me the applied versus which schools people apply to. I'm going to hit delete to get rid of that. Let's say I wanted to do I wanted to look at the school and then the admitted. So I'm going to drag and select over UC and hit Control, hold it down, and drag over the admitted column. So now I have both of those there. So what I'm going to do is now again click Insert Chart, and I'm going to change my type again to be a bar chart. And now I can see the admitted. Well, maybe I want to see the admitted and the applied together. So I want to see those two. So I'm going to again hit delete to get rid of that. And I'm just going to drag over these three, and I'm going to hit insert chart. And I'm going to again change it to be a bar chart. And there we go. So I can see the applied and the admitted all in one visualization, which I can start to kind of see which of those has the biggest difference between applied and admitted would be the hardest one for people to get into. That would be one interpretation. Let's see, I wanted to look at the admitted, the school that actually admitted and then enrolled. So I want to look at those two. So I would select those and do insert chart. Again, change it to a bar chart. And now I can see I have enrolled and admitted. That's not totally actually what I was looking for, so I want to delete that. I want to do it like this. I'm going to hit Control. I'm going to select the UC and hold down Control and look at these two. And now insert a chart. And I want to see those parts. So that gives me the admitted and actually enrolled. And you can see if I'm looking at the all, about half of the admits got it, went actually enrolled in the UC. And then you look at UCLA, very close to who is admitted actually went to the school. Same with Berkeley. All right, so that's one way you can make a visualization. Another would be to make what's called a pie chart. So I could do the same thing here. I'm going to select just the data, and I'm going to insert a chart, and I'm going to go down to my type and hit pie. Now, it doesn't really make sense to have all in here as part of the pie because these would be the all when I would add them up. So I'm going to hit delete or backspace. And now I'm going to select just those ones and look at applied. And I'm going to hit insert. And I'm going to again go to chart. And I'm going to go down to pie chart. And now you can see as part of the pie, it gives me the percentage below it of how many people actually from that total applied to that school of all the applicants, right? So really easy to generate data. There's all sorts of customizations you can make that you can play around with. You can change the color, you can change the type. Again, it's really easy and quick. In this case, I can make it three-dimensional. There's lots that you can do here very easily within Google Sheets to get some visualizations. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy our data here. I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to drag it over here, and I'm going to rename it. I can click on it. Lesson 3. Now the problem with this is these aren't categorized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on column C, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to insert a column to the left. And I'm going to call this type. And what I want to do is I'm going to look at the images and try to figure out if that looks like it is for kids or adults. And so I'm going to say that looks like it's for adults. We're just going to call it adult. I'm going to look at one that I know is kid. I'm going to look at Apple Jacks. That one didn't come through. I'm going to look at Cocoa Puffs. And I would say that is definitely looking like it's for kids. So Cocoa Puffs is for kids. And I'm going to do that for all my cereals. And then what you're going to be able to do is start to categorize how many of these you have. So I can see here, I'm just going to say that let's say these were adults and these were kids. I'm going to, once you have it categorized and you have them all here, what you're going to do is you can select that data and then you insert a chart. And instead of a histogram chart, you're going to either do a pie chart or you're going to do a bar chart. All right, so that will be your last chart looking at our data here that we've categorized for our cereal.